Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. So traders, yesterday in the gold update, I talked about how gold is now getting ready for what I believe is going to be a bit of a false breakout to the upside and to start to see that pullback. And that's exactly what we're seeing right now. As we can see from here, right? We're starting to get this strong move up from here. And then now we're just getting this overall flattening out period through here when it comes to this daily chart here. So if we have a look at this hourly chart, actually, let's just bring up a screen from here with no moving averages. If we have a look at this hourly chart, what do we see? Right? We see that it did indeed actually was a false breakout, right? If you watched my video yesterday, you'll see that I'm saying this is a false breakout. Get ready for a drop to come. So that's exactly what has happened on the gold market. So where to from here? So the gold market right now, what's happened with gold is right now we can actually see that it has done a lot of move to the upside, and now we've got this move to the upside, and now we're breaking down. So I would say by looking at this chart through here, we are sort of flattening out in a false breakout. So I would expect to see now gold start to have a bit more of a drop coming in this here. Now remember, the drop is just about what? It's exactly what I talked about in yesterday's update. If you watch yesterday's update, I talked about how that this is just an end of trend, false breakout, and then now the false breakouts happen. Now we're probably going to start to see a bit of a drop coming in the markets now. So now this is a short-term technical analysis. Remember the drop that I see coming in gold is possibly just a short-term drop, right? So maybe something like this coming down through to here, right? Something like that there, if my computer works for me, right? And then we get maybe a bit of a support down there, right? maybe we only get a move down towards that 1940 level, and then we start to pick back up again as well too. So, but right now, guys, this move to the upside has come to an end, and so the pullback is starting, and so I do believe we're likely to see a bit of pullback now. I wouldn't want to try to trade the pullback, especially looking at the daily charts. Now you can if you're looking at shorter time frame charts, but you wouldn't want to do that from there. You know what I mean? And especially like guys, like for me, if you guys may not know that I'm actually doing a challenge right now where I'm starting a trading account with $5,000, and I'm going to be growing that to 6 figures. And again, that's my challenge that I'm actually doing myself, and I'm allowing a group of people to see the trades I'm taking and so on and so forth. If you'd like to get access to that and watch that $5,000 into 6 figures unfold over the next 12 months or so, then that second link in the description there, click on that, go book a call with me, and I'll talk to you more about it on our call there. If you want to watch me, if you want to actually join me on that challenge from there. So you can see from here, right, this move to the upside. So we're right now, once again, guys, we definitely did get the false breakout to the upside. You can see like a little bit of a false breakout to the upside, and then now I definitely do see something like that. So that's what's happening there, looking at the actual gold market itself. So let's go look at, so that's gold through there. So let's go look at silver now. Let's go look at the silver prices. Silver, very, 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 very interesting, right? Because now we're developing what? Look at this here with silver. Silver's just, now it's actually rejected off that level again as well too, right? And now look at this here. We're really stuck between these levels here. Who wins the battle here, right? Out of the now we know with gold, I was gonna say gold and silver, but gold, we know what's happening through there. Silver, I move up. Do we actually break down? Now the interesting thing about the silver sector, if I go to the silver mining sector, you can actually see that we're rolling over again. So the silver mining sector actually still looks quite weak on the downside. We actually are still getting a lot of weakness and a lot of rolling over from here. You can see coming up, now we're flattening out. So we could be getting ready for another drop coming out of the actual mining sector itself, from the silver perspective there, right? Resist support level, it rallied up Now we're just creating what? These are still lower highs through here. So the silver mining sector, we're not there yet, but we are definitely still in a downward trend on that silver SIL. The SILJ, same sort of thing, right? Look at this here. That support becomes resistance. All through there, support becomes resistance. Lower high, lower high, lower high. It's coming up. It's now flattening out. And now we're starting to roll over again. So the silver mining sector, guys, the silver mining sector actually looks really, really, really weak, which is weird because if I go look at the GDX itself could be on just a pullback for here. So depends on what this is right now on the GDX. It's really interesting because if the GDX does sort of hold here and we continue just doing this, if we don't start to see some really strong selling movement, then we're possibly likely to hold and see a really big, strong movement coming out like that. So that's what I'm seeing through there, guys, when it comes to the GDX price, down and back up again, as you can see. So I'm seeing that through this period through here. So if we have a look at this point through here, right? This point through here. If the GDX does create some sort of a higher low and we start to break out, then we could be getting ready for a really big move here. What you don't want to see with the GDX is for it to start to really increase on the downside from here. So you don't want to start to see something like this coming, right? If you do something like that, then this here is just, it's not a pullback, because a pullback here could be a nice little down move before we get that high low. So right now, for the buying anyway, we want to see this thing start to hold here. But if we start to roll over and we start to get some stronger selling, right, we aren't doing that. And same for the GDX as well too, right? We're coming up, GDXJ coming up, and now we're getting this slow pullback from here, guys. Again, we want to see this thing hold here quite strongly before we see a really big movement to the upside from that perspective from there. So that's what I'm seeing through there, guys, when it comes to the gold and silver. Let's go look at the actual stock market itself. So stock market itself still in this downward move. We are getting a bit of a short-term bounce, as I was calling a couple of days ago. We are getting that short-term little bounce from here. But remember, guys, the trend is still really, really, really strongly on the downside. It's really strongly. So trying to buy this market right now, guys, is very, very, very risky on a short-term level basis here. High, lower high. So if we do get any pullback, it's probably going to be short-lived from there. Looking at the Dow Jones, same sort of thing, right? Look at this here, down. We're now getting a couple of days to movement to the upside. So even if we do get a bit more movement to the upside, guys, the trend is still down from here, right? Very, very, very risky. Nothing has changed yet. We want to see some really good buying action for us to start to jump on a really good trend from there. So there we go, traders. There's a bit of a short little update for you guys, but the big picture here is that yesterday, or even for the last couple of days, I've been calling an end of trend false breakout move on gold. That's exactly what has happened. And I called a bounce for the actual stock market. That's happening right now as well too. I see probably a bit more of a bounce coming in the stock market, maybe short term. And I also see a bit more weakness over the next couple of days coming out of the gold market as well too.